Okay. Hi. Welcome back.
Nope. Do it again.
Oh my God. Hi.
Do it again.
It's
Hey, welcome back to episode 20 of Oh God, Please. Not another podcast. And Braylee's talking way too loud. And here we are, episode 20. We had episode 20 recorded. We decided, nope, not good enough. Let's scrap that and do it over again. Episode 19 still not out. Braylee, what's going on with that?
I'm sorry. I've been working a lot.
She's been working a lot. I don't believe it.
I have. I've been working a lot, guys. Yeah. I also was in a deep depression for a little bit. Josh just found out he doesn't have cancer, so we could squash that.
Nope. Still, maybe.
No, I think you don't.
Well, we all do.
Well, okay. So we stepped away for a little bit.
We did. We worked on ourselves before coming back here and congregating.
But Josh also has he's run into a lot of roadblocks this morning. So a
lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah, we need to lift his mood up a little bit. Yeah. And how do we do that? With a song.
Lift it up.
You raise me up.
I bet you that's so loud in this. I don't know. The settings are not the same as normal.
Why are the settings the same?
Because I couldn't use what I normally have.
It's okay if it's loud. We're not going to hurt anybody's feelings peaking over it.
So what's been going on with you?
Well, again, just been working a lot and writing.
That's good. Sorry. I like to time when you talk and just see how long you just keep going for. So you getting any good songs? You have any number one hits yet?
I mean, I believe that it could be number one hits, but It's just a matter of making everybody else believe it.
That's true.
Silent hit with 100,000 streams.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I've never had that happen on my own, so I was really proud of myself.
Have you had it happen not on your own?
Well, when I had a team, they like took care of all that and the distribution and all that. So,
but did you have a song that hit over 100,000 when you had that?
Yeah, It was like at 300,000.
Ah.
But to be completely honest, I don't know how much of those are real because not a lot of things were good
team was
with that
boosting.
Team. Yeah,
they were botting.
They did get on some good playlisting, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense. The math doesn't math to me.
The math's not math to me.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, Spotify's a weird one too because it's just like there's so much algorithmic playing and stuff that happens. You know, sometimes you'll go first few weeks and get like thousands and thousands of streams, and then it'll just like fall off, and you're like, "What happened there?" Yeah,
I just dropped from like 50,000 listeners to 23 or 25, so I lost half of them in a month.
Yeah, right, and that's the nature of the beast with Spotify is the algorithmic. The algorithm gives and takes away.
It giveth and it taketh away.
It does,
as the Bible says at one time somewhere. My boobitches. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
We're good. We're good to go.
Good.
What about you, Joshua?
I've been working. I'm ready. Like we have our charity thing next week, and then I am like done for the year.
What's your charity thing?
I'm gonna go. It's the Jake Owen Foundation thing in Vero Beach. Yeah, and then I'll be done for the year.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm staying here.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you going to go eat some Thanksgiving food with any of your neighbors?
Mm-mm. No, I actually just sit and I peek through my blinds and I watch everybody else have Thanksgiving dinner. And I just say, man, I remember what it was like to have a family.
Oh my God. As if you weren't just sending me text messages between you and your sister.
I know. We do. I have a family, but no, we're not going back this year. Even though I do want to see my new little niece, June.
Oh, June. That's a cute name.
Yeah.
I love that name.
All three girls, Esme, Lila, and June.
Oh, man. We had somebody come in the store yesterday and he had 5 girls.
Wow.
And she was like, I know he's broke, as she's carrying, not even joking, like a $10,000 purse. And I'm like, is he? Are you guys doing just fine? Full Gucci head to toe.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say a lot of broke people love to buy Gucci.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's funny because you'll like be flying like on Spirit or something and you'll be like, why do you need a Louis Vuitton bag? You can't even afford an airline ticket that's over $100. Why do you need a Louis Vuitton bag?
I know. Well, that's what I was thinking at first, but they're here for this like prestigious like dance competition that's here in Nashville for all 5 of their girls, and I'm like, I do think you guys are doing okay, but that's fine. I wish I was doing okay. I wish I could afford a $10,000 purse, if I'm being completely honest.
You want a $10,000 purse?
No, but I would like a nice purse. I've never had a nice bag.
You can get a nice purse for like $500.
I know, but there's a specific one that I want.
I can't even picture you carrying a purse because you just always look like you should be carrying like a hockey satchel or something over your shoulder. You look. I've never seen you be feminine, so I don't know.
You know, it's almost been a year since my feminine energy journey, and here's Josh.
I just can't picture you carrying things that don't have like sweaty clothes in them, or
Anyways, I do have
beef
cute.
Jerky.
Shut beef jerky. I don't even eat beef jerky. I don't eat. Well, I do. I've had chomps before. Those are good.
Yeah, I know. You've talked about them before. You love chomps.
Oh, sorry.
You love them.
I haven't had them in a while though. But now that you said it, I might go get some.
Great. Well, now that we've gotten done with your shopping list, what else is going on?
I have nothing else in my life going on because it's the end of the year.
Yeah. And yet you still have yet to edit that podcast.
Okay. First and foremost.
I did want to say something. I want to say that since I've berated you into it, you've mostly been helpful with really editing and helping do the edits. So I just want to go back on the record and say that Braley actually is helping now. And that's my Christmas gift to you. There you go.
Here's my thing.
That's my Christmas gift to you.
When Josh was going through it for a little bit, he didn't want to post the podcast or anything. He kept apologizing over and over again. I was like, hey, Josh, totally fine. Don't even worry about it. Like, hey, you get your shit together and then we'll work on the podcast. And then all of a sudden I just go through a little speed hump and he's like, Braley does not edit the podcast. Yes, you are.
Speed hump? No. This was pre-cancer scare that we recorded this.
This one?
Yeah, episode 19.
Yeah, but we put out a different one beforehand that took a while.
Episode 18?
Yeah. Put that one out first. But yeah, I mean, life has just hit me hard in the face for a little bit, and I just needed a second to breathe, and I think that's fine.
What's crazy is I was going on record as saying something very nice about you.
It didn't feel like it.
But
felt
now
like it was
I
a little.
Take it back.
It felt like
she actually is doing the bare minimum, but here we are.
No, Josh, literally, that's like you being like, you're pretty, but your skin's oily. That's what that felt like.
I do think both of those things about you.
Oh my God. My skin is, well, actually, it is a little oily.
It is. No, it is. I'm sitting right next to it.
No, that is, first of all, some of this glow.
It's like someone dumped her upside down in the McDonald's fryer and just pulled her.
This glow is in. Glowy skin is in, and it's pretty.
You're glowing.
This is intentional.
She's glowing.
But sometimes it gets really, really greasy because by the end of the day, it's just like my pores give up like I do.
Oh, you know what? I have those pores on my nose that I hate that are just so prominent and big. They're crater-esque.
I have big pores too, but I feel like that's, yeah, look.
Yeah, you can kind of see them when you turn to the light, but I don't know. What is it? Can you do like a peel? What is the
You can't actually shrink your pores. That's actually a myth. Okay. Yes. If you have big pores, you just have big pores. You just have
big pores. All right.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's natural and normal. So get with it and live with it. It's fine. You're beautiful.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful. It's true.
James Blunt.
You love blunts.
I do. I love, and especially James Blunt, Jimothy.
Before I came here though this morning, I was like, first of all, Tom and I started watching Pretty Little Liars from beginning to end. It started in July.
Yeah.
We finished it. So then we finally finished it, and then on our YouTube TV, we went to our library to just see like what shows we could catch up on.
Yeah.
And Tom and I like a show called 911. It's like
Is it reality or is it a show?
It's a show.
I've seen it. Okay, on Hulu.
Yeah. And they just have a new season. So we started with the very first episode, and it's getting to the point where I feel like the writers are kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's throw everything at them. And this episode had to do with a bee NATO. Like a truck full of bees crashed And it then blew up, and they're killer bees, which then turned into like a bee NATO and is attacking everybody. The bees fly into the atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
There's a plane flying, a small plane. The small plane flies through this cloud of bees and then hits another passenger plane. And it ended with that plane hitting the passenger plane because of a bee NATO. And I'm just kind of...
A bee NATO. And they're not even being original because I've seen Sharknado. I've seen multiple of them. And
it's so funny because it used to be really funny. It used to be really good because they were actually using real 911 like scenarios. Like the one, I don't know if you remember a while back when a guy went into a tiger cage.
I mean, that's happened.
For some reason, he was like in the tiger cage and
Remember
then he got
Harambe?
eaten. Oh.
The gorilla?
Oh, yeah. Is that how you say the name?
Harambe? Yeah. Harambe.
I thought it was not that.
Harambe?
Yeah, I think so.
No, that is not how you say
yeah,
Harambe.
I remember people being so up in arms about
dicks
that.
out for Harambe.
I don't remember that saying.
Yeah, it was a whole internet.
Was there t-shirts?
Culture. Yeah, there's
Dicks
t-shirts.
out for-
I have one.
You know, this makes sense.
I don't, but I should have one.
Yes, I remember that. And people were so mad.
I have a group chat of guys. We literally text each other every year on the anniversary of Harambe's death, and we just say R.I.P. to a real king. Because we have like a theory that changed the whole trajectory of the world. Is when he died, they said we shifted into the worst timeline, and now.
When did he die?
Because I don't know. I don't know how to go look at it.
Yeah, will you look it up? You know that saying, boys will be boys? When we say boys will be boys, that is what we mean by boys will be boys. Having a guy group text message where they're just like, R.I.P.
May 28th, 2016.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Right? I know. When you think about it, you're like, Harambe dying really did kind of shift us into the worst timeline. And
we're still in it. We are still so
Oh, you can't escape once you're in it. There's no...
You don't think we could jump to a different timeline?
I don't know. I think we'll probably be living our lives like these skeletons over here for the next few years.
Okay. You guys can't see it, but to the side, there is two skeletons. One with two heads.
I don't even know where they came from.
I know. And one with one head.
Yeah, one's a conjoined skeleton.
Yeah, the conjoined skeleton is positioned in a way of giving head to the other skeleton.
But it's a double.
Yes. And what's even funnier about this is Parker, who works in this office, comes downstairs, looks at me, and goes, "Did you do this?" As if this guy isn't sitting right near me.
And I was like, what are you talking about?
Apparently yesterday.
Because Parker did it the other day, but they were in a different position where one was sitting on the other one's lap.
Yeah, I mean, where did you even get that?
That's why I'm saying we don't know where they came from. I think they came from Sarah, the lady who owns the building. And because there's a bunch of little mini ones around the office too.
Yeah, and this office is also very haunted. So I wonder if this is...
I did a good job though with the positioning of everything.
I like how one hand is up right here and one's like this.
Yeah.
I just wonder what one head is doing. Well,
I think they're on both sides maybe.
This is actually a great representation of those girls who were conjoined.
I know. I was thinking about that when I was doing that, where one is just like, yeah, I'll be reading a book while the other one's having sex, and you're like, yeah, how does that work though? Because everyone's feeling it. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. That whole thing was so weird. Like I remember
imagine it.
A photo got leaked of one of them giving head to somebody, and the other one was had noise canceling headphones on.
That's so funny, bro. Noise canceling headphones.
Picasso.
Hopefully not in the splash zone.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, me either.
I feel like that should have been a group project where they're like, hey, we need to find a man that we both like.
Yeah.
And we'll marry him.
Well, they do have that group project. It's called Being Mormon in Utah.
Oh, yeah. It sure do. Oh, my gosh. I cannot wait for that second season of that show to come out.
Real Lives of Mormon Wives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really can't. I think it's going to be so funny.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It is fun.
So the guys on the show, they got their own TikTok.
Yeah.
And they were doing that trend on TikTok where it's like they're running after a suspect.
Yeah.
And they're calling each other out so harshly. Like the one that was like, suspect started dating their wife a little too young. And he like stops and he goes, "Oh my God, you can't put that on there." It's on the internet now. So I don't know.
Yeah, some of those are so mean. I've seen people doing them about each other, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so... some of them are really... There's like one where a girl is doing it with her like daughter, and the daughter's really young, and the mom starts running. She is like, suspect says that she works out every day, but she's still fat. Like the mom's like...
Yeah. I know. They're brutal.
Yeah, so we should do it. But I feel like you would actually hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I feel like I won't know the limit and I'll just fucking go crazy and it won't be good.
It could be funny, though, on our TikTok.
It could be, or I could destroy your life, and I don't want to do that. I really do like you. I just... Thank
you for the reassurance.
But sometimes it is just so easy to destroy you, too, you know? I find... myself often playing,
I am a little fragile right now.
Yeah, right now.
What did you do for Halloween?
Handed out candy. We handed out candy. We're the full-size candy bar household. I told you we like to hand, but it was raining, but we still got a good amount of kids. We had like a box of candy left over that we just gave to our neighbors because they have like a little downstairs movie area.
The neighbors with the sex swing. Do they listen to this?
Anyway, I'm not trying to like give out too many things about everyone in my life.
Do they listen?
Really? I mean, maybe. I don't know.
They don't know them time. It could be your next door neighbor. You live in a weird neighborhood.
Courtney Brayley.
You call me Courtney.
Yeah, because I'm used to just women saying dumbass shit in my life. So
hey.
That's fucking...
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What?
No.
Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah.
Not today and not for the next 4 years.
Only for the next 4 years.
After in 4
fact,
years,
I
okay.
wanted to say today...
Say it.
Congratulations on, being you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations on having a voice. Why it still counts.
Oh my god!
But yeah, it's the neighbors with the sex swing. Oh. I walked in one time. There's just a hook in the ceiling. I was like, "Do you guys have a sex swing?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, I thought so." Seemed like the type.
And that is so funny.
Yeah.
They're the ones that lent us the big blow up sex doll. Screen.
Yeah, the big screen.
Speaking of, this is a segue into The Voice. I keep having nightmares about The Voice.
Why?
When you have nightmares about school and like going to school naked?
Yeah, you keep doing that. You're just naked in front of Niall.
No, but mine is I keep having to sing "If It Makes You Happy" by Sheryl Crow over and over and over again.
It's a great song. Why wouldn't you want to sing it over and over?
Because it now is attached to The Voice, and I don't like thinking about The Voice.
Why?
Because I hated it.
Oh, did you not like listen to all those things I said pre The Voice?
Yeah, but I don't think it could even prepare you for being in it.
Yeah.
You could be like, hey, tattoo on the ribs hurts really, really bad, so just be prepared.
Yeah.
This is a dumb example, but then it happens and you're like, hey, didn't know it was going to be that bad.
That really hurt.
Yeah. It actually hurt a lot worse than what you were saying.
It's a TV show, they're really not basing you on how great you are.
I was trying to explain that to one of my friends is getting casted for like the next season. And
American
I was
Idol.
like, no, well, yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. But the other one is for The Voice. And she said, what do I need to prepare myself for? I was like, just be prepared that you're going to think that when you're in it, that everybody else cares that you're in it.
Yeah.
And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, it's your whole world. They make it your whole world and they make you feel bad. So just be prepared. She said, okay.
Well, that sounds fun. I just can't believe that you can like go somewhere even I'm just talking about like you like being away from home that long and just being up in a hotel room and like doing the whole thing. But then again, watching like the clips of you guys or whatever, and I was like, oh, they're just like living out their little Glee moment. You know
no,
what I mean?
it was
They're
felt
just
like I was in like a frat house.
Oh, frat house.
Like a frat sorority
where you can't
house.
drink or smoke or do anything.
You
like...
could drink. You just can't. Well, wait. Let me take that back. You couldn't drink at the hotel. You could go drink at like restaurants. But then once you got to battles, you could drink at the hotel if you wanted to.
They're like, you're gonna need this
because they were like, there's just too many of you guys to keep up with. Like, we can't have anything happen, especially with this hotel.
You guys were like the Olympic Village. They
pretty much
bowls of condoms.
I did have fun.
Their...
Surprisingly, not surprisingly, I had a lot of fun with all the people.
Yeah.
And the hotel aspect was actually fun because you did get to have your own room without a roommate too, so you could like separate yourself from it.
Yeah.
But seasons before us, like pre-COVID, had to share rooms.
Yeah. It was like High School Musical for y'all, you guys, you know? And you get to...
What about us? What about everything we've been through? What about trust?
I don't know. I never saw that movie. What about trust?
You know, I never wanted to hurt you. I'll say, what about me?
What about me?
I gotta leave, but I'll miss you.
Is Zac Efron singing any of that?
Yeah, Zac and
Corbin.
No. Yeah, Corbin.
Yeah.
Corbin.
Is that his name?
Zac
Corbin
Efron
Blue?
are singing, what about us? About everything we've been
They're teammates, right?
They're teammates. No, that was that's when Troy and Vanessa were breaking up on High School Musical.
Okay. I don't know anything about High School Musical.
You want to have a day where we just like binge watch them all? That'd be fun.
It'd be fun to hang out all day, but I don't know if we'd...
Okay, you have to pick between this. Either a full High School Musical marathon or a full Twilight marathon.
Probably High School Musical.
Okay, then we'll pick a day in December and we will just go through all of the High School Musical movies.
Okay.
And then we will...
I'll bring a couple of those sodas over.
Yeah, we could just get super high and just watch these and get some like popcorn and candy.
That sounds fun.
That actually sounds like a really good day.
Yeah, that sounds like a good day in December. Because like December, I'm really like... I'm chilling out. Like I'm going into a hole for a little while.
Yeah.
And we can still do this, but I'm going to chill. My parents are coming for the 9th through the 15th, I think, or something. So.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything for Christmas? Are you going to go out of town?
Going to Colorado.
Are you?
Yeah.
For Courtney's
Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that I do too. My December schedule, well, I did say I could work a lot. But
great.
writing, but I still have days off. Don't worry. But I'm kind of stepping away from music just a little bit in December.
Yeah.
And
see, I think I'm going to only be able to do music in December. If you want to do work on an entire project in December and January, you and me, we could do that.
Okay.
If you want to do that.
You know what? What if we did?
What if we did?
What if we... I actually would not mind that at all.
Oh, God, please. Not another music project.
I did have somebody tell me yesterday in our write, I was like, if music fails, I'll just be a comedian. And she goes, you and your friend cannot quit your podcast. And I was like, we're not.
You're like, we were going to actually until you said that.
Yeah. So. I was like, actually, you just changed my whole trajectory of my life and I will forever be right on it.
I would love to do stand-up comedy. That is one of my things that I still haven't done.
You know that you can go do that at, there's a place in East Nashville where it's like
an open mic. An
open mic night. Yeah. And you have to like have your name picked from a hat or whatever. Yeah. But my friend Tyler keeps trying to get in it, but they never pick his name. I know.
I mean, I'm sure you could do stuff at Zanies and stuff too. I'm sure they have like some kind of open mic night.
I would go.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I would just show pictures of the skeletons in different positions. I think that's my whole set.
Here's me and my wife.
Yeah. We did Ozempic once.
There was I just watched a video of this heckler at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
And I don't understand hecklers if I'm being completely honest. Like, I get it, like sometimes like playing around with the.
Yeah. You're at a comedy show. You're going to,
Yeah, you're at a comedy show. Like, they're performing. Let them perform. But this person was absolutely just insane. They're like, you're not funny. And like the whole time. And I don't know. And then the guy immediately goes, who did you vote for?
Wow. Just instantly.
He shut up.
Was it political humor?
It wasn't. It wasn't. He was just trying to like shut him up. So, but yeah, I don't understand hecklers. It's kind of like I don't understand people who go to like music shows
and talk the whole time. They're like, man, I would have hated this conversation if it was just quiet in here. I'm so glad this music's playing in the background. Kind of fucking sucks, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so.
Did you just saw that thing about what is it? Is her name Meg McCree or something? How somebody like there's like this group of girls. I think she was playing the Ella Langley thing or whatever, and they're just loudly talking like this girl sucks. Like
I know.
in front of, like in an earshot of like.
And then she gets on. Ella Langley gets on stage, and then they sing a song that her and the other girl wrote together. People are insane.
People are insane, and mean. I mean, I'm obviously there are a lot of mean men, but like mean girls definitely do exist.
Mean men are very artificial with their hits. Women hit deep.
Yeah. Standing within earshot of somebody and just being, this girl sucks.
Well, I told you about the time me playing at 10 Roof.
Yeah.
And this group of guys came in, and we're like on our last round. I am playing I'm playing a song. They're so close to the stage, talking so loud, I can't even hear myself through the monitors. Yeah. And in the middle of my song, I was like, oh my gosh, you're so fucking loud. And the guy looks up, and then the owner of like the round turns around, and I was like, they're just being so fucking loud. And then the guy goes, well, I own this place. I could do what I want. I go, you're wearing a cutoff shirt. You don't own this place.
I own this place.
Get out of here.
I own this place. I'm Mr. Roof.
I'm first name Tim. Last name Roof.
It's weird. People mix it up all the time with the name Tim, but it's actually Tin. Tin Roof is my name.
That's why I stopped saying yes to rounds where nobody's going to listen. I can't do it.
I like that. He tried to pull a fucking Pretty Woman where he was like, big mistake, huge. I own this place. You're like, okay. You like couldn't afford sleeves, Mr. Roof?
Oh my gosh. Men are so
like your muscles didn't come with it.
Yeah, at least try a little. There was a guy too that came into this.
Guys are fragile for sure.
So fragile. We had a whole group of guys.
I know because I got measured at the doctor the other day, and they're like, what's your height? And I was like, 6 foot. And they're like, all right. And they're like, here, let's put you on the thing. And they're like, it's actually 5'11 3/4. And I was like, the fuck it is. I was like, do it again.
Oh, wait, hold on. I wasn't standing up all the way. Excuse me.
But you know what is funny is when you lose weight, you actually do get taller because your spine is less compressed.
Is that why I'm so tall right now?
That's it. That's why you actually, looking at you from the side, you disappear. You're very snatched. I believe that's how you use that term.
Thank you. I was going to tell you men are fragile because a whole group of them came in this past weekend and they were drunk and really loud. My worst nightmare. And this
the Nash collection?
Yeah, they were tourists. And they came in and he bought a hat and he was like, how about the Preds? And I was like, yeah, haha. And he goes, didn't they get beat the fuck out by the Panthers? And he's like laughing out loud. And I was like, bye. And that's all I said to him. And he's like, they just fucking suck. And I go, just because you're loud doesn't mean you're funny. And he turns around, he goes, and he walks out. And I was like,
or right.
That's
the thing that's funny is people always think because they're the loudest person or the one talking the most that they're intelligent. I'm like, no, look for the quiet person. That is probably the most intelligent person in the room.
Tell me the 7 continents.
The 7 continents? Didn't we already do this?
No, I'm just saying that's a question I would ask immediately.
I was going to say, you only got 5 of them.
I know, but I was close. But I did end up getting once you were like, and I was like, Australia.
Yeah. Australia.
That was a good one. Did you hear that? Australia.
Yeah.
All right. How's Bo doing?
He's doing good. He actually had a rough week last week, but he's bouncing back now. So.
Oh, I bounce back.
Yeah. Bounce.
Yeah.
I've been putting out handsome energy lately. It's been a thing for me.
Should I read the text?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
You can read it if you want to.
Okay.
If you think it'll make things better.
Josh texted me on Monday and said, it really isn't important. Oh, because he called me.
I called you. Oh, I called your cell phone. You denied it. And then I called you at work because I was like, okay, why is she not picking up? That's weird.
So he said, it really isn't important. I was going to ask if you had two friends and we're pulling a prank. First of all, ask if I had yes, Josh, two friends and we're pulling a prank on me because at the bar this weekend and also in Kroger a minute ago, two women have stopped me and told me I'm handsome. So I'm wondering if it's a prank or if Trump really is making America great again.
Dude, after this, I was like, you know what? I'm all in. I took the red pill, and I'm like, I'm all.
Please don't. Please don't. I can't do it.
Thank you.
I can't pretend that I can't.
Daddy, father, if you can hear me right now, save us, save.
Oh, save us, save us, Daddy Trump, Daddy, can you hear me?
Wow. That's still the funniest video. That guy in the car praying to the Donald Trump. I
am so.
People are weird, man.
People are so weird.
People always also give way too much credit to just the presidential position as a whole.
Yes, I do agree with that. I 1000% agree with that. But that does not mean that I did not cry all day on Wednesday. I was sending Josh updates of me just crying with timestamps because I was just so.
And it's weird. I was completely unbothered, and I was planning on my 401k. I was like, wow.
You know what? Eggs are going to be so much cheaper.
You know what? I actually did. I didn't do that, but I went on. I re-downloaded Robinhood, and I was like, if we're going to start, I felt evil. I was like, if we're going to start drilling in America again, I probably should invest in some oil companies. Oh, like, if you can't beat them.
I would rather die than join them.
Well, they say no ethical consumption under capitalism, so there is that.
Yeah. Wednesday was rough for me. Josh did sit in his sympathy as well, or not sympathy, sadness as well.
I gave you sympathy.
No, you did. Josh was really, really kind to me because I was really upset.
Well, she just gets so upset. It's just such a woman thing, really. You know, they just get so worked up for seemingly no reason at all, as if I can't wait because, you know, nowadays from, 2025 on, we can send him back to the loony bin for hysteria. Or just
they're going to open up that giant mental state hospital in Milledgeville again from the 1800s and be like, lobotomize them, lobotomize all of them.
But in today's day and age, does lobotomy sound that bad?
Honestly, the other day...
Imagine just having your brain scrambled right now.
Josh, here's the problem.
Okay.
I was watching a commercial of a new show on a cruise ship, and the cruise ship sank, and I was like, man, that must be nice. I was like,
Did everybody die, or did you get, you survive, you get a little payout from
I don't know.
line?
I was just like, you know what? If it took me, it took me. That'd be great.
Okay, is this a weird thing? There's almost a thing in me where I I don't know how to say this because I feel like people are going to listen and be like, this guy's an asshole or something. I kind of like times of like COVID or whatever. It felt like a great equalizer of being hey, look, we're all in the same, now we're all the same person, and we all we just have to be humans and try to, I don't know. Obviously there was so much pushback, but remember those beginning times of COVID where everyone was like, this is scary.
I know this sounds really bad. Well, I guess I shouldn't say this because actually I found out that people were not all humanized in this situation, but I was going to say after 9/11, everybody was so kind to each other except for people of color.
Well, probably not. If
I didn't know that at the time.
Middle Eastern,
I was 9 years old, so I didn't know.
There was a lot of I'm not flying with that person.
Yeah, a lot of
those.
But yes, I actually do kind of miss that.
But there was, Alan Jackson came out with a song. Lee Greenwood was out there. It was I'm proud to be an American.
Oh my God!
They still will him out at the rallies and stuff.
Oh my God.
I put Lee Greenwood out there.
I do know exactly what you're talking about because I also kind of miss. I don't miss people dying from COVID, but I do miss staying at home for a little bit and just binge watching shows with people that you love.
Right. There was a thing about we're getting back to things that are important, actually important.
Everybody thought we all thought we were going to die.
Yeah, we're not worried about the bottom line of some big corporation, some CEOs not getting their bonus at the end of the year or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So this is the polar opposite of that. They polar opposite. I did get into a fight at the gym.
Oh yeah, you did.
I got into a fight with two
mouthy broad.
I was thinking about it.
You did start it.
I did start it. I 1000% started it, which is actually very unlike me because I lose sleep if I think people are mad at me.
Yeah. It is, yeah, but an interesting time to.
Well, okay.
For that guy to wear a shirt or whatever,
yes.
I don't know.
Backstory is that this guy was wearing, I walked into the gym, and let me preface this by saying that I've never seen anybody wear political merch there ever. In the 4 years that I've been there, I've never seen it. And if they have, I just have missed it, I guess. This guy's wearing a Donald Trump shirt flipping the bird. And I'm like, you're wearing that as if people's lives and rights were on the line and like your college football team just won.
I own that same shirt. I don't.
He wears it. It's his 90.
I don't own any political shirt at all. The only shirt I have that's kind of political is with Sexy Red, and it says "Make America Sexy Again."
Yeah. See, that's fine. I did start it. I did say something to him, to which he followed me upstairs, and I started filming just in case, obviously. Yeah. And he actually ended up being kind of nice.
Yeah, but his friend wasn't.
His friend was a dumb fucking bitch. Yeah. I'll say it with my chest, because the moment I asked him what the vice president's role was, he looked at me like this. And I go,
ceremonies. You're a lot of big scissors and golden shovels, and like that's pretty much it. You're like a master of ceremonies of sorts.
But this man, okay, when you're on the internet and you see men say stuff on the computer, and you're like, they would never say that in real life.
Yeah,
this man said it in real life. He said to me,
he took that as a challenge. Yes, he said, "You know what? I took that personal."
He sure did, and at that point, I got out of the feeling of like being shaky and not feeling like I'm standing on solid ground. At this point, I was like, oh, I'm dealing with somebody dumb. This is going to be easy. Yeah. Does that make sense? He did tell me that men have built everything in this world.
Yeah.
As if women did not ever.
Which is technically, I mean, men did build a lot, but it's not really for the fault of
women.
Yeah. It's just, we weren't really allowed to.
And that's what I explained to him. I was like, women couldn't vote till 1920. Black women couldn't vote till 1960.
Yeah.
We couldn't own a credit card, property. We couldn't even get out of a relationship without a man's permission, which is dumb. I know you love that one.
Dumb.
And anyways.
Dumb smart.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But he was easily the dumbest person I've ever encountered in my life. And I work in retail.
And you know yourself.
I hate you. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. I'm so over it.
Well, it sucks to deal with that. But yeah, I don't know. My thing is I don't argue with anybody about anything because I'm not going to change anyone's mind. People are just so...
Okay, I'm going to counter that though.
Okay,
because
go ahead.
I do know...
Listen, I'm going to argue.
I'm going to argue with that.
Okay.
So I do understand what you're saying, and I think there are a collect few of people, like a collection of people that you cannot have conversations with because they are so rooted in misinformation that you can't change their mind.
Yeah.
But I used to be like a raging Republican, like pro-life. You kneel for the flag, fuck you, like, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I had just one conversation with a stranger that I did not know that gave me a different perspective, and that paved the way for the way that I think now.
Wow.
So
that person ruined your life.
No, he made it so much better. But like,
it was a he.
It was a he. It was a black man.
You really can't credit a man for everything.
And yeah, no, it was a black man that talked to me because I was so up in arms about.
This was your Morgan Freeman moment. He came in.
Literally. I was up in arms about the kneeling of the national anthem. I was like, how
Colin
dare
Kaepernick?
You? Yes. And he was like, hey, you want to have a chat? And I was like, no. Okay, fine. And we talked legitimately for probably like 3 or 4 days, just like back and forth. And it's changed my complete perspective on having empathy for people and understanding that I will not understand some things ever, and to give like grace to those who are fighting literally for their rights in their lives.
What was the final thing now?
Yeah. And I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, Trump's not my president. Like, I'm well aware that he is. I'm not going to. I believe in our democracy.
I think, look, he even got more electoral votes now, 312 to 226. She did not move at all. Yeah. 3 million. Crazy.
It is crazy.
I guess I always think, and that's something I love about my dad is, he said, he's always been like, whoever wins, whether it's Kamala, Trump, or Obama, or whatever, he's like, they're my president. You know what I mean? And like,
I think just what's scary about it for me personally is that I view Trump as almost so extreme, and you can also tell how extreme he is by the cabinet he's picking right now, that there is no checks and balances almost. Like there's nobody to hold him accountable. And that's what's scary because, I mean, obviously it could have gone the other way as well, but this is where like people are actually afraid. And I think that's what made me mad about that guy wearing a shirt, because he wasn't doing it to be like, yay. Yeah. He was doing it in hopes that people knew what.
Right. And I think like one of the things with Trump, I mean, and this is something, is I don't know if he really has that much conviction about anything he talks about. Like, I think he just like says things, and then it's all the other people that are surrounding like him that like move forward with the, these things, you know what I mean? I think he's really like good at talking to crowds and hyping people up.
I don't think he's good at talking, and but he's good at making people agree with him.
I mean, I said talking to crowds, which I think he knows his audience, which is like speech giving 101. And like, I think he hits the points that are really, but I don't know as if he really actually feels as passionate about those points as he portrays. But I think the people that are put in power alongside him are passionate about those things in a way, and dangerous in a way that they know how to follow through with them.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that, because obviously if you're talking to a crowd, like, I mean, I think what's just so frustrating about it is that everybody is saying like, oh, America is going to be, great again and all these things, but a lot of people are going to suffer because of it. And like the point of America is it being a place for like the American dream, quote unquote, but you're not allowing people to achieve that by taking away their rights and like separating families with immigration. And then on top of that, like, which
did happen under Obama, which happened under Biden,
but this is
it
like,
happened under,
but he's trying to spend like $80 billion in a mass deportation, which again, like
it'll be very expensive. We'll see a huge,
I think also like I was trying to explain this to somebody yesterday, that because we were just talking about in general, I was like, I guess I'm also worried because I am in the adoption process. And because I'm in the adoption process, I'm also learning about foster care, and almost every kid in foster care is under Obamacare, is under the HCA. And if that's abolished, they don't have that anymore. And it's just, there's a lot of things that I'm upset about in the sense of when you talk about being like having empathy for people, I don't see Donald Trump as having any sort of empathy for anybody who's not like him, because he's never been in a position where he's had to want or need or... Yeah,
privatized healthcare is a mess, man. And getting rid of, I would say the biggest thing that the Affordable Care Act did was get rid of what is it?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Pre-existing conditions. Pre-existing conditions. Because that was a thing with privatized insurance for a long time, is you couldn't get it if you went in, or it'd be extremely expensive, like to a place, you'd have to lie about things. Like you'd be like, no, I've been fine. You're like, I just got cancer 3 weeks after he had health insurance. Yeah. Thank God.
And I do know that it's a mess. And I know that there's no one person that's going to fix it at all, but it's just... I don't know.
My thing is if you're going to make America great again, you now have the presidency, you have Congress, and you have the Senate.
Yeah.
You have the trifecta. You're like, if in 4 years it's not great, then...
Yeah, like you have no one to blame but yourself. I know.
That's on you,
And we can cut this, I'm about to say, but I don't feel like we should have to cut it. I as a woman who has been surrounded by people who have been sexually assaulted and have gone through it myself, I hate that we are allowing a man be in power with the amount of sexual convictions he has against assault convictions against him, to be in power, because I think that what that tells women and girls and little boys is, boys, you could do whatever you want and you get to be president, and girls, like, you don't have that power. And that's really frustrating to me, and that's really sad, because like I have no hate towards anybody that has voted for him, but I do have this just like feeling of like, why wasn't there a line drawn? Like, where was the line and when were you going to draw it?
Yeah, I think it sets kind of a precedent of like the narrative is more important than the actual story.
Yeah.
You know, like it's as long as you can spin it. And that's one of my things is like, I don't want to discredit. I think this has been a place where people have messed up and discredit Trump to be like, oh, he's so stupid, because I don't think he's stupid.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason. How many bankruptcies has he had? How
7.
many things? And he is still, people refer to things as trumping things and as being like, you know what I mean? Like he still has always found a way to spin himself into being this very successful businessman. So I think there's something there to be examined and not taken lightly.
Yeah.
Because
but I think that also though, when you put somebody in power like that, it just feeds it. So like he literally feeds off of people being like Trump, MAGA, you know?
Right.
And like I think it just goes to show that some people are willing to do whatever they can to be in power, and most likely that person is going to be a narcissist. And I've had so many people tell me like, I know that he's a narcissist, but, and I'm like, no, babes, the definition of a narcissist is they do not care about anybody but themselves. Yeah.
And but I mean, you've heard me talk about just people wanting to be president in general. I think it's like, I would rather us like find somebody who doesn't want to be president, you know, and just elect that person,
and
because
they're like, no,
because they're like a smart, intelligent person. I don't think they would be like, I could be in charge of a bunch of 375 million people.
Yeah, and like I told Josh, like I needed to have no parameters or rules when it came to this, because this isn't a political podcast, and I completely understand that 1000%. But I think it's a really very real thing that's going on in this world, and a lot of people are scared. And if your first instinct is to call them stupid or make them feel stupid for believing like, hey, the next 4 years might be rough, like that's on you. That's on you and being a shitty human, because I'm saying that, like, if your first instinct is to look at me, who is trying to conceive a child and also adopt a child, and be like, what are your rights are getting taken away? Why are you scared? Well, we live in one of the strictest abortion states in America because it was given back to the states. And now I am scared that I will not receive proper care if I need it.
Yeah. I mean, and sorry not to interrupt you, but just to kind of piggyback on that, it almost, it's really the layer of the tracking and the to track people going out of state to receive health care and things like that. That's really the precedent. That's like, you know, giving power to the states. Sure, Tennessee's a very red state, you know, and there are a lot of red states. Obviously, we saw that happen. But, you know, people should, you know, I know people on all sides across the spectrum who have had to get life-saving procedures, you know, because people die of sepsis if another human dies inside of them, you know? Yeah. Like that's what happens. Like you can die of sepsis leaving your tampon in too long. Imagine having a
decaying baby in you. Right. That's what I was trying to explain to somebody recently. One of my friends was like, well, it was given back to the states, and she's not pro-life. She was just like, well, you know, it's given back to the states and blah, blah, blah. And I go, but where I live should not determine if I get to live or not. Like, this is where my roots are. This is where my family is. Like, this is where I have created a life. And that the point is that if you believe in like women's rights, you already should understand that rights were taken away when it was given back to the states, because if it's under federal law, it can't be touched. So if you give it back to the states, well, it can obviously with the Supreme Court, but like I'm saying the states can't touch it.
Right.
And so now,
and that's why we have federal laws and state laws. You know what I mean?
And I agree with like things going back to the states on certain things, but not when it comes to people's health and lives and lively beings. And I said this to the guy at the gym. I was like, I hope you never have to encounter having to tell your little girl that is just raped, she has to have the baby. And I hope that when you're married and you do have a kid, that everything goes swimmingly and you don't have to be scared if she's going to get the treatment that she needs. Yeah. Because when it comes down to it, it just is another way to regulate women in this world. And that's what bothers me. Yeah. And I think you can be pro-life. That's totally fine. But also be pro-life once the baby is born.
I agree.
Like, please.
If you are going to be pro-life and then you need to see it all the way through, from the beginning to the end.
See, here, I'm about to start crying.
But yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we're pleasantly surprised with what happens. Hopefully people are not hurt or get killed by this. And I hope that, I don't hope for a failed presidency. I really don't. I actually hope that it is very great because I don't want to have to learn a lesson.
Why do we want to go through something bad again? I hope it is. And you know what? Donald Trump for a long time was a registered Democrat. And I'm not saying that Democrats have all the answers. I'm just saying that hopefully all sides are considered. And, and I don't know. I do, I really do feel for all the women in my life. And,
so Josh does love me. It's,
I was going to say, except Braley.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so that is where I am at it. And I don't know if we were to lose listeners over this, I don't actually really care because again, I think it's important. And I think it's important to have a different perspective from somebody who actually is afraid. And
if you're so fragile and you can't hear somebody's opinion who's different than yours, then go back to your echo chamber and go live there because it's a big world and there's people with a lot of different opinions than you.
Yeah.
And if you really are going to accuse other people of being snowflakes and you can't handle a different opinion than yourself, then you need to look in a mirror.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And hopefully, maybe one day it will change, but I don't think it will change in the next 4 years and that's okay. But eventually I hope that when I do raise my children, it's going to be in a world that is a lot more accepting and a lot more empathetic to other people's scenarios and situations. And and if not, then I'll just teach them alone to be empathetic and understand that if you do not understand a situation, then listen. If you'll never experience a situation, it is not your time to talk. It is your time to listen and listen only.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I do not hate my friends and family who voted for Trump. I do not want to write them out of my life. That is not the type of person I am. And I don't judge somebody for what they did. Does it bother me a little bit? Yeah, I would be lying if I said it didn't. But again, you have every right to voice your own opinion and vote the way that you want to, because we do live in a democracy. And I know a lot of people will never be able to experience that in other countries. So that is just me saying that that's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah. And I think, as just being the man, if there's male listeners to this or whatever, I would really encourage you to try to actually think what it would be like to be a woman and try to experience everything from in your head of what she feels like. What does she feel like? Think of the energy that you give out when you go to a bar or whatever. And, you're staring at a woman.
Yeah.
Think about being on the other side of that, being somebody staring at you, and think about, getting followed home and you think, oh, well, I was just, trying to ask her for a number or whatever. And it's just think about that though. Think about somebody who maybe isn't as strong as you, who maybe isn't as, and think about if you got pregnant with somebody you didn't want to have a child with, or got pregnant by somebody who was close to you and hurt you, would you be like, this is just such a blessing? No. To piggyback off of that, that's so real, because people always say that women are just being dramatic and stuff, but no, if a woman can't go running in the morning by herself without getting killed, then that's an issue. When I used to walk to the gym, Tom would literally tell me, hey, make sure you take out one earphone just in case. There shouldn't be a just in case anymore. And when you talk about rape and women, 1 in 6 women will be sexually assaulted. No, 1 in 2 women will be sexually assaulted. 1 in 6 women will be raped. And that's a problem. And it's because we are making it more comfortable for men to live in a world where they can do those things without consequences. Yeah. We need to kick the men who are beating their wives out of the NFL and all of these places where they have a platform. We shouldn't be making them president, and we shouldn't be making them have power, because when you do that, it tells a boy and tells young men that it's okay. And that is why young boys in middle school were screaming, your body, my choice, because they heard some other little idiot say it on the internet. Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, fuck that guy. guy. But that's the thing. When you make it more comfortable for people like that to live in the world, why would we see nothing else? Like, why wouldn't we see change? And that's because they're comfortable saying it and comfortable doing it because there's no consequences.
Right.
Stop putting people in jail for marijuana and start putting people in jail for rape and incest.
Right.
Like, start doing that because that's how you make the world a safer place.
Right. I think about, I mean, and we only have a minute left in this segment, but I think about, is it Brock Turner, why should he be punished for a few moments of like pleasure or something, you know, like whatever the lawyer argued. And it's just like,
but he's a good swimmer. Like, eat ass.
It's gross, man.
Yeah.
It is gross. And the thing that if you're not going to think that men built all these systems without considering women, then like, or you have to consider that is really what I meant
and that's why I feel safe in a room with Josh. I do. I feel safe. I would rather sit in a room with Josh all day than sit in a room with I pick Josh over the bear.
Wow. That's a bold.
But he is a little bear.
I am a
Look
bear.
at him.
I know.
But,
and in the gay community, I'm also considered a bear.
Oh, God.
But Braley told, oh, wait, we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Okay, what did I tell you, Josh?
I thought that was a suppository.
Oh. No,
because you get plugged up.
I am scared about getting pulled over and be like, and what's this?
Yeah.
I'm like,
a
not
little
drugs.
cocaine vial.
And then they like put it in there and like sniff it and then hangs in their nostrils.
Yeah, the cop is just going to gum some of your dog's ashes and be like, that's straight up ash. Yeah, you're right. That ain't Coke. That's not that Colombian Bam Bam.
You are supposed to like super glue this, but
yeah, I would think so. You left it just completely open. It's very willy-nilly.
That's okay.
Insane.
We're allowed to do what we want.
For now.
For now.
This is a cool jacket. I should get a jacket like this.
Why does it look like it's AI
Reba?
generated? No, it's not Reba. Not every redhead is a Reba.
That's Blake Shelton, right? That's Daria from the show Daria.
That's her Hillary Clinton right there.
Yeah, that is. That's Hillary Rodham.
Oh my God, that actually looks like a Hillary Clinton and Owen Wilson put together.
It does. It does.
Are you going to talk about how I said that you would be a bottom?
Yeah, well, yeah, you did say that. And you know what's so funny is after, I brought this up to everybody upstairs too, and one girl who actually has a bi boyfriend who's like, she's like, I wouldn't say that you're a bottom, and then Kayla did say, I could see that, or I could see you being like a switch, but then I said, message Trey right now, who is Kayla's gay roommate, and he said, isn't he straight? And to that I replied, yes, but this is theoretical or whatever. And he's like, he would be whatever he wants to be. And I was like, damn, that is the truth. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And you would want to be a bottom.
No, I wouldn't. Yes. And I said, maybe a power bottom, where you generate the power from the bottom, but I don't. The thing is, truthfully, I do feel I feel weird about anything being around there. I do like my bidet, but other than that, like
we've talked about this, there has to be a correlation.
No, there's not a correlation. If there's a correlation, then there's a correlation with 2 billion Chinese people because they all have them. Are you saying all Chinese people are bottoms? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying to me? Because that's what it feels like you're saying to me.
No, but you want to know something that I absolutely hate every single time I'm reading a book and there's any kind of butt stuff in it.
What?
They will go, like a girl is being like, and then he like put his finger near my puckered little hole and I hate it.
Puckered a little...
I hate it every single time. There is a girl that I follow on TikTok.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's come across your page, but she's Australian and she is a full service worker.
Yeah.
And she gets paid.
You wonder if she's come across my page?
I think, no, I think you've come across her page.
Oh, maybe.
But she was talking the other day about how anal for her like service is $15,000.
What?
And men pay it.
What?
Men pay it. But
that's insane.
I know, isn't it? But she was literally came on the other day and she was like, ugh.
I'd do it for $10.
Yeah.
Just fire me out back.
But she was like, get ready for me to go to my next like gig, whatever.
Yeah, she probably does it properly, like gay men do, where they kind of they do like suppositories. They really get cleaned out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But she was not the one that was going to be receiving it.
She's pagan?
She calls this guy Mr. Peggy.
And
it's like a recurring customer.
Yeah.
And like he wants like girthy things,
like
right?
Like the SM7.
And she was like, and I don't want to go do this tonight. Like, I really don't want to. Like, I don't want to go colon bowling. I was
Bro, that's insane.
And so she had two of them. She was like, I hope the second guy cancels because I can't. I just like don't want to do this.
Imagine not caring about $15,000 like that. Yeah.
But the thing is, she's like, she has her own security.
If someone says it's $15,000 right now, I'll go to the store and buy a strap for Braley.
Okay, fine. 15,000.
This is an exclusive. This is our first exclusive content we're doing for them.
Here it is. 15,000. I know. I can't imagine being like no to 15,000.
Yeah, exactly.
But then at the same time, like I'd have to see the situation. I'd have to see I'd also have to not be married, but I'd have to see the situation here.
I don't know. For 15, I'd be like, fucking go, man.
Yeah, Courtney would be like, do you want me to film?
Yeah, go do it. Live life.
She also had one where these brothers booked her. And yes, and this was like $25,000 to like $30,000 booking.
Yeah.
And she said that it ended up her just being with one brother because the other one got in a fight with the brother and left. She is like, I love watching her content because she's like, you could tell me I'm a slut and stupid for doing this, but I'm also rolling in dough and eating at like 5-star restaurants and in 5-star hotels in the penthouse. So I really don't care. And I'm like, good for you.
Sex work's real work.
It is real work. I mean,
I think they'd say if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. You know?
And she's never worked ever. Sometimes she's like, I would have done that one for free. Like that one. I'm like, I thought that was like wonderful. Yeah. I'm also thinking about going to Miami and being a stripper because I saw a girl got $20,000 in 2 nights on Halloween night.
Yeah. I mean,
are you joking?
They do say Miami strip clubs, that's the place.
She like drives a Bentley.
Yeah. I know.
What am I doing?
My mom drives a Bentley. Do you think she strips?
Where is she in California?
India. I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Yeah. Definitely.
It's an older one.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. It take a lot for me to turn down $15,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would make you turn down $12 million? Okay, wait. Let me say this again. What if you are already making millions of dollars and then somebody offers you $12 million? What would make you turn it down?
I know, but my thing is with Brianna Chicken Fry, like, what's the whole, like, why not just take it? Because, like, she's not making $12 million.
But I think she's well off enough to be like...
She might make like $1 million a year. She probably clears like $1 million a year.
Yeah.
I would think. But I mean, like, just to talk to Dave Portnoy, who's also very problematic, like, about, like, you know what I mean? Like, sure, he's a Swiftie, like, that's cool or whatever, but like,
you know what I love that she said though? She was like, well, she did say, she was like, men like this shouldn't be in power, but yet we make them president. And Dave Portnoy went, oop.
Yeah.
Like, but here's the thing. I think that she is doing a service in the sense of being like, I don't want the fucking money because I want you guys to understand what the situation is and who this person is, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
Because that's actually how they keep selling out arenas and doing all that. I mean, he's always going to sell them out.
Right.
But whatever.
That's the thing too, is like, I just wish, I don't know. Yeah. It took him being like, before she even knew that, like, went online, was like, yeah, we broke up or whatever, you know, like all this stuff is happening around for, you know, the last year.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
he's too ugly to be acting like that.
Why would you? Yeah. Don't subject yourself to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. He
like, I'm not trying to blame her. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy. Like, I'm sure she did have like options to leave or whatever, you know?
Yeah. But at the same time, it's not always easy. And we understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what would make me turn down $12 million. And I can't think of a thing. Maybe killing somebody. I couldn't do that because then I wouldn't be able to sit with myself and I would just be sitting in a pool of money and I'd just be like, well, I killed someone.
Yeah.
Also, I did get asked, Josh, I got an email because I a long time ago had inquired possibly wanting to go on the show The Circle on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And so I sent an application. They were like, hey, we filled this spot, but if we have any openings for any other shows, like we'll let you know. And I didn't reply. They just emailed me and were like, would you be interested in being on the Squid Games show?
Squid Games?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not Asian, but I guess I'll go on it.
I don't know if I would do it though.
Oh, are you talking about they're like doing an actual reality show now?
Yeah, it's already on. They already have one
gotcha.
season. The woman won.
I thought you meant like the actual show Squid Game. I was
No.
I don't know if your target demographic.
No.
For that.
This woman won I think it was like $20 million at the end of it. Like in real money.
How do they have $20 million to give away? That's
legitimately
insane.
don't know. Let me see. Actually,
that's insane.
I don't want to lie.
That's an insane number.
Hold on. How much did the winner?
Because Brianna's going to pay out $4 million over the next 3 years. $4 million
Squid
each year.
Games get. Oh, she got 4.56.
That's still a high. That's crazy. It's
yeah.
still a pretty high number.
I don't know how they got it. Oh, I don't know how they got it.
When you think about like most of these game shows are giving away like $100,000.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't think I would survive because one of the games, like they stood up for like 18 hours and I hate standing up. I like sitting and being vertical.
Sitting and being vertical?
You know.
You would, yeah.
So, and I just would have anxiety the whole time. I can't even imagine it. And being in a room with a bunch of people.
Do you keep why do these reality shows keep hitting you up?
Because I turned in my application for the circle.
I don't even remember which one that one was.
The circle is where they're all in your own room and it's like a social game only. It's like you are only talking through a computer.
Yeah.
And every week they have like the top influencer and there's like 2 of them and they get to decide who it gets blocked essentially. And the winner gets, I think, $150,000 at the end of it. But it's like only for 2 weeks. And I guess it's not every week. It's every other day they vote somebody out, but it's only for 2 weeks. I'm like, easy. I could do that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
And like, there's some people.
The Voice was months. You know?
Yeah. And like
and then you get on two shows, 2 episodes. And then they're like,
that's
all right,
it.
get out of here. Yeah.
And then, but people can go on there and you could be whoever you want, or you could be yourself. So you could be a catfish if you want.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a really fun show to watch. And there was a guy that was so flamboyantly gay and I loved him so freaking much.
Really?
Loved it. He followed me on social media because I followed him. That blue check mark is really doing me good right now.
It really is. Good for you.
She's doing it.
Good for you. That was the other thing I was going to say was you told me that because I said thank you to a gay man who complimented me and said, "You're so fine," you said, "You're gay now."
I don't make the rules.
He said, I was like, what?
I don't make the rules.
I would do the same thing. So if a woman complimented you and said, "You're so pretty,"
I'm gay now.
You're gay now? Okay.
Yep.
Well, okay. If it works both ways, then that's fine.
It does work both ways.
That's
we are
fine.
both now gay.
Yeah, we're coming out. I'm coming out right now.
Out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gonna get coming out. Oh, that's a good one. I want the world to know. Gotta let
Well, that's an actual coming out anthem.
I know. Also, baby, I was born this way.
I'm actually wearing a Whitney Houston shirt. It's not a Whitney song, but
And why?
I don't know.
Are you hot?
Am I hot?
Like, not physically hot. Like, are you temperature
Warm?
hot? You're wearing 2
Why?
shirts.
What do you mean?
Are you hot? You're wearing 2 shirts.
Yeah,
You're 2
I'm wearing
layers.
a sweater
Yeah.
and then a shirt.
Yeah.
This is gonna blow your mind. Oh. The third shirt.
Why are you wearing?
And then I'm wearing my built-in sweater, which is just my chest hair.
Why are you wearing so many shirts right now?
I'm wearing a sweater. Okay, because I wear the sweater
Okay.
Because it was cold out this morning. Fine, I'll get rid of the sweater.
You don't have to. I'm just saying.
It's fine.
You're wearing 3 layers.
I know. And then I do this. I'm like, okay, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then I go, oh, it's time to go to the gym. And then I pop this one off. And I'm ready for the gym.
You look like the guy at Tin Roof that was being way too loud.
Anyway, I've been having a lot of protein, 300 grams a day. It's been pretty sick. I'm going to pass out from flexing so hard. Okay.
I hate that segment. This was a horrible segment.
It's a great segment.
Every guy that wears tank tops like this at my gym, they smell bad.
But I don't smell bad.
No, you always smell good. I was actually going to tell you earlier that I was... What was I doing? I wasn't sniffing you.
Okay.
But you smelled good.
That's good. I'm wearing a cologne that my dad gave me that he wears. I don't wear it a lot because...
Your arms are so big.
I don't wear them a lot because it smells like my dad, so I don't want to, like... I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to smell like my dad. But it actually is a really good smelling cologne.
I need to get a new perfume, but perfumes are so freaking expensive. And I hate it.
What are you going to go with?
So there is this one that I got from Anthropologie that I, not even joking, obsessed with it. It's like the first time I've smelled something and I'm like, that's what I want to smell like for the rest of my life.
What would you say like the scents are like?
It was like almost like not vanilla, but it was like a flowery. No, I could not even tell you what it was. I'll find the bottle so you can sniff it so you could tell me, but they discontinued it.
Really?
I bought it and then it's discontinued.
You know who is notorious for smelling good, who it's like a thing?
Who?
Keith Urban.
Really?
Everyone talks about it. They're like, I don't know. I think he like sent blends like 2 like $1,000 colognes together or something. But like, yeah, like he's
wow.
Yeah, everyone talks about how good he smells.
I love that. I love it when men smell so good. Tom has this new. Tom doesn't have cologne, unfortunately.
He's all Axe body spray.
He's all that Axe. But he did get a new body wash that literally I was like laying with him and I was like.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Courtney's always like that. She's like, you smell so good.
Yeah. There is something about smell, like, that, because smells to me.
Women, just an advice to the boys. Women love guys who smell good.
Yeah. And because also, though, it triggers memories for me so much more than anything else.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I was like, man, something smells like something smells like college.
My spring of
No, I was like, something smells like college. Yeah. And then the girl turns around, she goes, oh, I'm wearing Juicy. And I was like, ah.
Yeah, like that's it. Yeah, I used to have this one like Angel for Men or something. Yeah,
Angel
it was like,
for Men, yeah.
It smelled like cotton candy. And now I still get that whiff sometimes. I'm like, ooh.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of the same girl, this is the manager I was telling you about that when I answered the phone, she got on the phone, that was her. She was like, I said, I was like, something smells like Fierce from Abercrombie. And she goes, oh, she was like, my dad used to wear that. And I go, oh, does he still wear it? Knowing full and well that her dad has passed away.
I know. Well, you did say, oh, you guys are going to visit Courtney's parents. And I was like,
I know.
Of them.
I didn't want to say parent. I felt weird saying it.
One, yeah.
I meant to say family, but parents came out. So, yeah.
Sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
Just know that I'm just dumb sometimes.
I know. It's okay. It happens. And without grace, where would we be? Where would we be? Where would we be? I think I'm starting to like this podcast.
I think I'm really starting to like this podcast. On that note, let's close it out.
$17 a week.
$17 a week?
Yeah.
Josh.
Sad. I know. I'm hoping they'll bump me up to 20.
Man, maybe it is a good thing that eggs are going to be $2 now.
Yeah, I know. We need to get back to the 1940s.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're talking too much.
All right, Josh Dell, let's sign off because I need to go to the gym and then go to therapy.
I'm going to the gym after this too.
Should we go together?
Nah. You couldn't handle my gym. It's Planet Fitness.
You're right, I can't.
It's crazy.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us for this hot and cold episode of
Shabbat Shalom and Oh God, please.
Not another podcast. You can find me on all Instagrams, Braylee Linderman, Bailey with an R, Linderman with an E, and you can find Josh on
Dell.
Pornhub.com.
Yep. Well, that's where I'll be, but yeah, Josh Dell.
Josh Deal.
DEO. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We love you. Wait, we should have like a saying like, don't hate everybody, but hate your dad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. Please, not another podcast.
Yep.